Yeah, for sure. I mean, playoff push, are we saying put themselves in position to be in the playoffs, or are we saying that they can make noise in the playoffs? They need Ben Simmons to go anywhere in the postseason, and he needs to be the Ben Simmons that fills all of the gaps that the Brooklyn Nets have, that improves them as a rebounding team, that improves them defensively, that continues to keep the ball moving offensively and sets up Kyrie and KD. But the Kyrie-KD combination, with the addition of the two other pieces that they acquired in the trade, Seth Curry, namely, and Andre Drummond, should be plenty to get them where they need to go. And I would fully expect, at this point, KD just impresses the hell out of me in his ability to come back from injuries that you question with other guys in terms of what they're going to be like when they get back. And he just comes back and immediately starts giving you 25 and 30 and looks like he hasn't missed a beat. I would fully expect that that's going to be the case. And the Heat is going to be a great litmus test for this, because as good as the Heat are, they don't have a whole lot of size. And that's still one of the issues that the Nets are going to deal with until they get Ben Simmons. Yes, adding Andre Drummond helps, but you're still talking about a rotation that has Seth Curry, Kyrie Irving, and Patty Mills as your guards. That's very undersized. You're going to need help on the backside to protect them defensively. So KD coming back, will this instantly give them an uptick? Absolutely. But if we're talking about playoffs, as far as playoff push in the playoffs, they're going to need Ben Simmons to be able to do that.
Yeah, they definitely will have an opportunity to make a playoff push. Look at where they were when KD was healthy. Before he got injured, they were only trailing the Bulls in the East, in the standings. So, I mean, this is why you play the game. This is why you acquire stars that hold so much value, like Kevin Durant, because you understand that with them, we have a chance. And that's all they need. I understand and I hear all of what you're saying about Ben Simmons and them going deep into the playoffs and getting to the finals and needing Ben Simmons for that. But that can still and is already on the table if you only have Kevin Durant. And that's just the psyche of guys like Kevin Durant, guys who've won, guys like Kyrie Irving. They believe that all we need is one another. And so with Kevin Durant being back and available, yes, this team is going to be just fine as far as making the playoff push. And once you get into the playoffs, everything now changes. And Kevin Durant has been there far often enough. He understands how the game is played. He understands what the expectations are going to be. And I truly expect and believe that he will meet each and every expectation.
Yeah. We forget how great Durant was. I think in the month of December, again, this was like 3 months ago, before the injury, he averaged like 33 points a game, and he was in the MVP discussion, right? Well, that was December. Like, he's going to be okay. And let's not forget, Kevin Durant is one of the most incredible, unique athletes the NBA's ever seen, right? He is a brutal matchup for everyone in the East. I know the Bucks were a great defensive team last year. I think he averaged 35 against them in that series that they ended up losing when Kyrie got hurt and James Harden was not 100%. KD was phenomenal. I go through the top of the East, other than Miami. I think Miami actually can match up okay with him. And I just don't see the guy on Milwaukee to stop him. And then if Kyrie and Ben Simmons are in, it's like, geez, how's Milwaukee is good? Philadelphia, I'm sorry, guys. Matisse Thybulle and Tobias Harris have no chance, zero, against Kevin Durant. And then you look at, Boston, who I think has great wing players in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and they're just not great matchups. So there's a reason that the odds in the desert, where they put up, casinos and massive buildings in the desert making money, like, there's a reason the Nets are the favorites. You can shove all your money on the Bucks. Oh, I love the Bucks, Rick. And the Sixers fans still all in my mentions all week. Sixers, we're going to the championship. Go ahead. Shovel all your money on them. The smart money, the real money, is on the Brooklyn Nets, who get Kevin Durant back tonight. And for the playoffs, if he's there, I just don't see anyone really stopping them. The team to watch that nobody wants to bet on or talk about is Kyle Lowry, great defensive player, Jimmy Butler, elite defensive player, Bam Adebayo. Like, that's the team, I think, that could give the most trouble to Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons, Rick.
So J-Mac, you do know that they set the odds in part to attract money.
Yes.
Not necessarily that it's always smart money.
I'm dimly
but it's
familiar with how it works.
Let me get people to spend my money to think that they have a chance of getting something done. When it comes to look, with KD, I agree with everything that you two have said. It really, I was thinking about, watching him earlier this year. Like, we say it about guys all the time. Oh, he's a walking bucket. KD is literally, figuratively, every which way, a walking bucket. There is no stopping that man from getting a clear look at the rim. Mid-range from three-point. I mean, and he was as good this year as I've ever seen him. And the challenge that we're talking about that he faces is essentially what he faced against the Milwaukee Bucks, which is carrying this thing with one of his co-stars only available half the time. I mean, basically got that done with James Harden coming back, Kyrie ultimately being out. He still took that series to 7 games. What we're asking of him at this point to get the Nets in a better position is far less than that. So I fully expect that they are going to rise in the rankings. But again, with the Milwaukee Bucks, and you're asking, like, who matches up with KD? Well, Giannis is a pretty good matchup when you need to slow down KD or make things a little bit difficult. But what the beauty of the Bucks is, we'll let KD eat. We're not letting anybody else eat. It's gonna be all KD, and at some point, that's gonna wear him out, which is exactly what happened in that series. So as far as the Nets coming out of the East, that's why I'm still gonna roll with my preseason favorite, the Bucks. But
I think KD, Rick, didn't KD have?
I like where they could possibly go.
Didn't KD have 49 in Game 7? I don't know. I wouldn't say the Bucks can stop him.
Overtime?
If you want Giannis,
what did I just say? You can allow him to eat, and it won't be enough for them to overcome. That you're making my point.
Well,
he scored 49.
You didn't let me finish.
He did everything, and it wasn't enough.
So Giannis on Kevin Durant is a disaster for Milwaukee. You don't want him picking up fouls. You don't want him expending all his energy defensively when you're going to need him offensively. And you can't put Drew Holiday on him because, oh, by the way, they've got Kyrie Irving. So Holiday probably matches up better with Kyrie. There is no matchup for Kevin Durant. That's fact of the matter. They can't. And the beauty of this that I didn't even mention is Ben Simmons is such an elite defender, can guard 1 through 5. Rick, Ben Simmons will try to match up with Giannis. Ben Simmons will draw Jimmy Butler if need be. Ben Simmons will draw, I don't know if he'll draw Joel Embiid, but he would probably draw James Harden. So, like, this is just so great for Brooklyn when they get Ben Simmons, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant. We haven't really seen them at full strength. And that's why, like, the Sixers are the shiny new toy. Everybody loves this hot streak, Greg. Sixers, Colin Cowherd's probably going to lead his show with the Sixers again. Like, Greg, let's just pump the brakes on Philadelphia. Let's remember Kevin Durant is the best player in the East.
Greg, before you jump in, I need to address this. Look, number one, you've never seen KD with Giannis guarding him. Like, we only see it a handful of times, maybe for the reason that you said. You don't want to get Giannis into foul trouble. But the fact of the matter is, I've never seen KD so docile as when Giannis has checked him. It's amazing. KD's like, we got to have a better option than this. This is not where I want to go. And Drew Holiday on Kyrie Irving. Drew Holiday is one of the best defensive point guards in the league.
He's
Drew
great.
Holiday will be just fine defending Kyrie Irving. So, and I just told you, why are you challenging me with a statement I just made, which was they need Ben Simmons to have any chance of making a run in the playoffs.
It wasn't a challenge.
You say that as if it's news when I just said that.
I'm with you on the Ben Simmons. We agree, Rick. I know it's rare. We agree on Ben Simmons.
Look, I think what is being missed here, I think what's being missed here is the mentality that Kevin Durant has had to take on over the last 3 years, but in particular, this year has been a unique year. Like, he knew going into the season, okay, going to be without Kyrie. Okay, but I don't know how much I can depend on James Harden. And then once the season was starting to unfold, he knew that, well, I can't depend on him either. So I'm by myself until hopefully something changes with Kyrie. So what we saw prior to his injury is MVP. He was outright MVP. He was the most valuable player. The way that he was playing with what he had to contest in-house alone made him the most valuable player. And if he's able to be available, he's enough. I don't care how much defensive woes you have. He is enough because offensively, he is the greatest nightmare that we see in this league. And that is not to be questioned. And so as long as you have him available and he is giving you what he can provide on the offensive end, defensively, you'll take whatever happens, because offensively, you know, they have to take what we know is guaranteed. And that's what you expressed, Rick, a walking, instant, rice cooking bucket.
Rice cooking. Nicely done, Greg Jennings.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.